Here are 10 CapCut editing hacks you may not have known existed. I will be sure to note which features are free versus paid, but a majority of these edits today are using free features, including some of my personal favorites like placing text behind you, the Spotify scroll hack, and of course the typing hack. As always, timestamps are below, use them if you need them. Let's jump into it. Hack number 1, remove the ugly automated CapCut outro. You know how when you start a new project in CapCut, at the very end, you get this automatic, beautiful CapCut outro, and then sometimes you forget about it and then you export it with the video on. Yeah, there's a way to turn that off. So let's do that together. In your CapCut app, you're gonna go to the Me tab on the bottom, and then top right, press the tool icon. And under preferences, there's a option that says add default ending. You're gonna toggle that off. Then you're gonna press discard, and now that automated ending will not appear whenever you create a new project. Hack number 2 is removing the background of your videos. Knowing how to do this simple edit is going to open the floodgates of all other editing hacks that you could have access to, including the typing feature or typing hack, which we'll get to in a bit. If you want to see the best success with this when filming your video, make sure you have a simple background going on behind you. If it's a very busy background, you're out and about, it's gonna be a lot harder to remove that background, or it could be harder to remove that background. So to keep it as easy as possible, simple background means simple background remover process. Simply all you're going to do after you have your clip imported into your CapCut project, you just select the clip and then scroll until you see background or remove background. And then this one could be either free or paid. So if you have CapCut Pro, you just press auto removal. It'll automatically identify your subject, remove the background for you. That's great. If you don't have the Pro version, you could do custom removal. With this tool, there's a free and paid option. So for paid options, obviously you could select auto removal and it would remove the background for you. Really, really easy, but I actually don't have the Pro version. I don't know why that worked. Maybe I can't export it unless it works. And then another pro is under custom removal, quick brush. You just highlight the object that you want to keep and then it'll apply the custom removal. So that's like the paid version, but if you don't have the paid version, that's okay. You could do the free version and I will show you how to do that. With the free version, all you're going to do is select brush and you're going to, yes, trace all of you. I do this typically in like 2 steps. So I first do like the middle chunk of me. I don't worry about getting too close to the edges. I just do the middle chunk. I don't have to be too clean with it. So we're gonna fill in the blanks here. Then when it comes to like getting those fine lines, I'm gonna bring the size of the brush down and then go a little bit slower on the edges. Now, if you want a little bit of a hack for technique, just do little bits at a time, because if I try to do, let's say I did this whole side perfectly, pretend this is perfect, and I get all the way to the end and then I mess up, I would have to redo that whole thing. I have to press undo, redo the whole thing. So I just do little bits at a time, like this section, lift my finger, next section, lift my finger. And instead of dragging your finger on the screen like this, I just tap, hold, and then I tilt side to side instead of like drag. Obviously I wasn't looking, so I don't know what I did there. That is how you could do the free version. Yes, it's a little bit more time consuming, but you still have access to the feature and it still works wonders. Just take a little bit of time to trace its edges and your background's removed. Once it's removed, your video will look like this. Now, in what scenario would this even be helpful? Let's jump to our next hack. Hack number 3 is placing the text behind you. This is the video that I created over on Instagram showing a visual example of how you can put text behind you in a reel. I originally saw this idea from Art of Influence Co. over on Instagram, so definitely go give them a follow. First things first, I want to add my text. So I'm just gonna put place text behind you. For editing like the font or the style, just switch over to styles. You could choose what you want that to look like in CapCut. The fonts, you could choose the font. I usually keep the classic System or Anton. Anton is one of my brand fonts. So those are the 2 that I usually alternate between. And I want to place it right You won't be able to see the U much, so I'll put the U here if it's behind me. That's kind of where I want my text to be. Now, what I'm going to do is select the clip that you want the front and behind happening. So we're going to select this clip. We're going to duplicate the clip. Then with the duplicated one over here, we're going to turn it into an overlay. Let's click and hold to drag this overlay on top of our original clip. Now they should be perfectly in line with each other. With the overlay, we are also going to remove the background, custom removal. You do your removal process. And then go back, we're going to find the layers option, layers. Make sure your timeline line, this guy here, is where the text is. So again, we select our overlay, find layers, and then we're gonna drag our overlay to be in front of the text. Check. And now our duplicated self, or the self that had the background removed, is in front of the text, just like that. If you've learned something new so far, be sure to click the thumbs up because that tells YouTube that other people like yourself would be interested in this video. And if you learn 2 new things by the end of this video, consider subscribing to my channel so I can continue to create weekly free content like this for you. Hack number 4 is to create your own green screen effect. We all know the green screen effect that you could use in Instagram or in TikTok. But if you film a video and while you're talking to the camera, you're like,
ooh, it'd be cool if I added a pop-up here.
You want to add the green screen effect post-filming. This is how you could do that within CapCut. So I'm just going to go to the part where I want the green screen to pop up. So where I'm pointing, boop, once I start pointing, we're going to split. And then here's where I'm like talking about the article or whatever it's going to be. I think right here is where I end talking about it. So this section is where I want that green screen effect to begin. Let's first do our duplicate, kind of similar steps to last time. We're going to duplicate. For the duplicated version, we're going to turn into an overlay and then again put it on top so that they're perfectly in line with each other. CapCut will like bounce it to the right place. Select your overlay and mute it because we don't want both audios happening at the same time. So I'm going to mute my overlay and I'm also going to remove the background on my overlay. So remove background. Cool. Continue. Okay, cutout applied. Now we're going to add another overlay. This is going to be our green screen or whatever it is that we want to come up behind us. So we're going to select overlay on the main timeline, add overlay, and then add the screenshot that you want to appear behind you. Let's adjust to size. There we go. And obviously the overlay is in front of us. So what I want to do is simply adjust the layers. So we're going to select the overlay, go to layers, and then make sure our cutout is in front of our green screen. Drag to fit, and now it'll pop up here, and then it goes away. Hack number 5 is to make products pop up in your video. This is another editing hack that I saw on Art of Influence Co. over on Instagram. So again, shout out, credit, that's where I originally saw this, and I thought it was cool and I wanted to share it with all of you. Doing this is really simple and a fun way to add a little bit of animation to your video. Basically, whatever product you want to pop up, you're going to find it on your Explore, screenshot it. Let's say I want Ben & Jerry's ice cream to appear. We're gonna screenshot and crop in. Done. Save to photos. Then we're gonna go back, add an overlay or Ben & Jerry's screenshot. Then again, we're gonna remove our background. And now we could have, just like pinch your fingers and you could drag and drop everything where you want it to go. And then to set the duration of how long those products pop up, you just click and drag the end of that graphic in and out, depending on when you want it to appear. Looks like I actually start pointing there. Cool. So, ding. We'll start it. Cool. And then you just keep doing that with all the products that you want to appear. Hack number 6 is how to turn your boring photo slideshow reel into a fun, dynamic 3D reel. This hack I originally saw on Dwayne Zara's Instagram account. I thought it was super cool. I had to include it in this video, so go show some love to that creator. What you're going to do when you create a new project and you want it to be like an all photo reel, select the photos that you want included in your reel or TikTok, whatever you're making this for. After you've added your photos, make sure that the aspect ratio of your project fits in a short form frame. So we're gonna switch over to the TikTok one, 9:16. Then we're gonna click our photos and zoom in so it is full frame. So it is full frame. Next, we're going to pick a song to edit the photos to. So there's some rhythm, some magic happening. Let's go to sounds. I'm gonna choose a free one. That one. I'm gonna start it on the beat drop. That. And real quick, I'm going to trim down the duration of my photos to fit the rhythm of the song. Right now, it's kind of boring. It looks like a school slideshow that you put together for your teacher or for your class project. We want to add a little pizzazz. So we're going to select our photo, press Effects, and then Style. And we are going to swipe until we find 3D zoom. Here we go, 3D zoom. Apply this effect to every single one of your photos on the timeline. So now it would look something like this. I think you get the gist of it. Hack number 7 is making cover photos for your Reels, TikToks, or even YouTube thumbnails. Let's say there's a frame somewhere in your project that you want to be the cover image on like your Instagram Reels feed. So if I go to Instagram and I want a specific cover photo or even like YouTube thumbnail from a specific frame in your video, you can do that. At the very beginning of your timeline, you'll see this cover option. Now you're going to select the frame. So like that, I think that's the frame that I want to use. We are going to select use template, and there are a bunch of different templates here that we can use. I'm gonna do, as you can see, like default, it's good for YouTube thumbnails. So if you have horizontal video, you're editing your YouTube videos in CapCut, easy way to make a YouTube thumbnail. I'm gonna do this vlog one, check. Then we're gonna tap and edit our text. Dynamic photo reels, styles, check. And then of course you could edit all the other text or delete it. Boom. So this is the cover image that I want people to see in my feed. I'm going to save it. Now when I export my project, not only will this be the cover image in my own camera rolls, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to screenshot it, crop in so it's the cover photo, save, and then I'm going to edit the video so that the video actually doesn't start with that. So we're going to trim the front of the video off. Done. Save video. So now separately we have the video saved and the cover image saved that we can upload then to Reels, TikTok, wherever. Hack number 8 is using a teleprompter within CapCut. This is a hack that I originally saw from Jenny X Social Media on Instagram. I've also had a few students bring it up in my coaching groups. So a lot of people tend to like the teleprompter option in CapCut. Basically, to access this on your edit tab, make sure that that top row of features, press expand. Here is the teleprompter option. Now, this is the only feature, only hack out of all the hacks in this video that is paid. So if you want a teleprompter where it's scrolling your script while you record a video, CapCut has it. It is only available in the Pro version. All you would do is put your script here. When you're ready, have your phone set up, you press record, and the script will scroll while you're recording, so that way you don't have to memorize a video that you've scripted. Teleprompters are pretty self-explanatory. I feel like I don't really gotta explain it too much, you know what I mean? Hack number 9 is the Spotify scroll effect. I originally saw Do Neil over on TikTok teach this one, and I saw so many people using it. It is so cool. You don't have to just use Spotify. You could also use to scroll on TikTok, like show the screen recording of TikTok. You could use it in so many different ways. I'm just gonna show you the traditional Spotify scroll hack. All right, starting our new project. Obviously, you're going to have to film 2 different videos. One is a video of you scrolling nothing, and then the other is the screen recording of you scrolling through Spotify. Ideally, you line them up so that the pace of your scroll matches the pace of your scroll in the Spotify screen recording. Here's my video, me thinking, I scroll, select the video. Now, this one, we're gonna zoom it in, and we're going to select overlay, whatever overlay is. There's a scroll. I'm gonna crop it in. We're gonna drag the overlay to go on top of me, obviously. Then we're going to select our overlay because obviously you can't see me yet. We're gonna choose the splice option, and then we're gonna choose lighten. Now you should be able to see both the Spotify scroll and myself. If you don't like the way lighten works, because lighten, it works well for the Spotify screen recording since Spotify default is dark mode. If you're on Instagram and you're using light mode, you could click different things and see what works best for whatever app you screen recorded on. Filter is another great option. I'm gonna stick with lighten, check. Then let's match up my scroll with the Spotify scroll real quick. Now that everything is lined up correctly and the scrolls are matching pretty well, we're gonna do a few other effects on our overlay. So overlay, select, we're gonna go over to transform and then select mirror. I feel like this makes it look a little bit more realistic because it's like what my perspective is, what I'm looking at. I cut it here, so we're gonna make sure this one's mirrored as well. And while you could leave it here, this looks cool already. There are a few other effects that you could add to make it even more dynamic. So for example, you could choose the mask option. Here we go, mask, mirror. This is gonna add kind of like a fade or a gradient. We're gonna focus like that could be cool. Let's see what that looks like. Good fade, so you see before, after. Let's add it to mask, mirror, fade. That should be pretty good. And that's how you could edit the Spotify scroll effect. Hack number 10 is the typing hack. This one is one of my personal favorites, and I'm gonna shout out Roots Marketing Agency, where I learned personally how to apply this effect. All you need are 2 clips, a clip of your hands typing and a screen recording of you typing in a Notes app. For getting the screen recording in your Notes app, it doesn't matter whether it's light mode or dark mode. What I like to do is press enter until my kind of typer, what's that was called? Flasher typer thing is at the as bottom or as low as possible. I'm going to switch to the title format so it's as big and bold, and I'm just gonna type Instagram hacks you didn't know existed, or Instagram something, right? So once I get that screen recording done, then I'm going to upload my videos into CapCut. Now that I have my clips, I'm just going to cut the parts that I don't want. Here's a clip of me typing. Cool, we're gonna split, delete. Here's my screen recording. Instagram tips, no one tells you. Split, delete. With your screen recording, what you're going to want to do is go to transform, resize, and you're gonna crop in because we really only need like this much of that screen recording. Check. And then you're going to turn this into an overlay. Overlay. Drag it onto your other clip. Drag, drop, align it to where you want it to appear. And then just like with the Spotify screen recording, we're gonna choose splice. If you did your screen recording of your Notes app and you're in dark mode, you're gonna choose filter. If you screen recorded in light mode like myself, you're gonna choose darken. This is gonna give it a nice opacity. Now let's actually line up the keyboard with my hands a little bit better now that I could kind of see. There we go. But the issue here is obviously the keyboard is in front of my hands. We don't want that. We want my hands in front of the keyboard. So take us back to like hack number 3, where we removed the background of our main subject. We're going to take our main clip, the hands clip, we are going to duplicate it. Duplicate. We're going to remove background. Check. We're going to turn it into our overlay. Overlay. Drag it on top of everything so that they're in alignment with each other. And now we have our hands in front of the keyboard. Perfect. That looks so good. And that's the typing hack. If you'd be interested in a desktop version of this video where we talk about hacks that you could apply on CapCut with your desktop, let me know down in the comments below, and watch this video next because YouTube thinks you'll like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Follow your joy. Bye.